here in a second. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this information, okay? So you see how it says y equals this amount here? Okay? Well, that means that gives me the right is in math or the opportunity. Wherever I see y down here, what can I replace it with? 3x plus 8. Okay? Can we solve an equation for x or y if I have both x and y in the equation? See what I'm saying? We can't get an answer, a number answer. So that's what we're going to do. All right? So, I don't want to even go over the steps. It'll be easier to show you. All right, here we go. Wait, we're not doing that. Here we go. You guys had that for your first one? Yeah. All right. Now, do you see how they're both solved for y? So that we're the first one, the first thing we have to look at, it doesn't matter. They're both solved for y. Okay, so I'm just going to use this top one. Here's what I like to do. Everybody do this with me. I'm going to box in the information I'm going to transport. I'm going to ship it off to the other equation. I said ship. What do I want to put it in for, guys? What does this say? Y equals 3x. So down here where I see y, I can put what? 3x. Now, so once I do that, you see what I did? I substituted 3x in for this y. Once I do that, don't I just have x in the equation? Yes? So I can solve for x, and it's review. All I do is solve for x. Okay, now, when we get an answer, we always want our answer as a what, guys? Coordinate point. So I like to write that right there next to my answer, or the question, excuse me. So I know that reminds me, I have to write a coordinate point. All right. I have any variable on both sides. What do we always teach you guys? Subtract the what? Little one. What's smaller, 3x or x? So how do I take the x over to the other side? Very good, Brock. Minus x from both sides. That cancels. What's 3x minus x, guys? 2x. Okay. Now what do I do, guys?
Divide by -2.
No.
2.
Divide by 2. That's what's attached to my x. What's -2 divided by 2? Bless you. What is it? Now, I'm going to write it in for x, right? Gosh, come on. I'm going to write it in right now. I'm halfway done. To me, I'm done with the harder part once I get the first one. Now, guys, just remember, we're going to get harder today pretty quick. This one's very easy. Very, very easy, okay? I'm going to take, now, you see how they're both equal to y up here? It really doesn't matter which one I choose to plug it in. I think it's easier to plug it in this one. So let's everybody choose that. So I'm going to rewrite this right here. I'm going to take my -1 and I'm going to put it right there for x. So instead of 3 times x, it's 3 times -1. Substituted it back in to get my y. I already got my x. Now I need to get my y. What's 3 times -1, guys? And that I am done. Now, what I strongly suggest you do, you have your Desmos calculator or graphing calculator open tonight while you do your homework or whenever you do it. And you plug these two equations in Desmos, and you should get what for the intersection? -1, -3. If you didn't, then you know you made a mistake. Guys, that's exactly what you can do for the state test. If you have to show the work for eliminate or substitution, it's asking you to show the work. You can the decimal calculator is right at your fingertips. You can use the decimal calculator. You know the answer ahead of time, or you can check your answer to make sure you're right. I don't think you got y equals in the second one.
Was it 2x minus 1?
I'm not sure. What's the other one, guys?
Y equals x minus 2.
X minus 2?
Yes.
Thank you. Was that our answer?
How many points do they cross at? 1. So when you set them equal, you're actually finding out where they are crossing. Equal. Are those lines always the same height? No. Where are they the same height? -1, and the height is -3. Now, where you're going with this is like, Verizon has a plan for, 30 gigabytes per month for a certain charge. Another plan, T-Mobile, whoever, charges per gigabyte. When is one cheaper than the other? So do you see how one goes up at a certain rate? Maybe it starts up higher because they charge you $50 per month plus data usage, right? Starts up higher, goes. Other one, it's always the same amount. Whenever they cross, the amounts are equal. So we've done that before, haven't we? Graph both lines and to see when one's above the other. Now we're finding out where they cross. We're kind of going into some applications later.
I think we have one today, but I think you guys would flip it over there. Flip it, grab the notes over. You see one about a cable, 2 cable companies, I think. Yeah. And we're going to find out which one, when they cost the same after so many months. And the last question says which one's cheaper at 6 months. So that's where we're going with this today. All right. I'll do one more example and turn it over to Mr. Westfall. All right. Guys, it's going to get harder quick, so pay attention. Do you see which one is already solved for a y or an x? Okay, I'm going to start with this. I want to box in what I want to ship to my other one. Box it in. Where do I want to ship it down here? In place of what, guys? What does this equal? No, this equals what? Okay. Y equals x. So down here, I want to put this in for that. So that's all I'm going to write. 4x plus y, but instead of y, what is my y? X plus 1. And there's my first substitution. Is everybody good? Now, combine like terms. Now, combine them what terms they are. Don't do opposite. They're on the same side of the equal sign, right? So what am I going to write here? Joe, what am I going to write? 4x plus 1x. What is that?
5x.
Oh, again, what do I want to write my answer in, guys? Ordered pair. Write the ordered pair up there. So you know that's what you have to do. Okay, Makana, go.
What?
Go.
Oh, plus 6. Oh, wait, that's not right.
Minus 1. Keep going.
5x equals 6. And then divide by 5.
What's x equal?
0.
You're having a rough time right now.
No, 1.
What if you do this during? You got to focus.
5 divided
You
by
have the
5.
cheerleading competition.
5 divided by 5 is 1.
What if you do this when you're supposed to do this?
Not 6.
What would happen?
It's 1.
Then you fail.
It's 1.
Sorry, I lost my composure for a second. Okay. Guys, we got x equals 1, right? Now, which equation is solved for my variable? Liv? In other words, which equation did I start with? Top one or the bottom one? Okay, that's what I want to sub my x in. Because don't I have to get y yet? Right? So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to rewrite this equation right here. And instead of x, what am I going to put? Subbing that in here. And again, very simple math so far. Okay? Some of you guys would grab one because you're so calculator. I can't do it on a calculator. All right, answer is 1, 2. Okay? All right. Guys, this is where it starts stepping up. Okay? If you got stuff to do, I'll do this.
Sorry.
Huh?
Got
it. You sure? Okay. Go through. Run through. Oh my gosh.
He would fumble.
I never fumble. All right, there's different ways to do these. What do you guys think would be the? I usually pick the variable it's easiest to solve for. What would you do here? You had your hand up.
Subtract x to 11
To do-
the top one.
to the top one.
Okay, but if I subtract x over, what would I have to do? What variable would I be getting by itself?
Y.
So I'd have to divide by 6, right?
Yeah.
So what would be over there now? It would be negative x plus 11, and then divide by 6.
There's
Negative 1
y
6.
equals 6x.
Hold on.
minus 11.
Negative 1/6 x plus 11 sixths. Do you see where you're going? Do you see?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, I just want to warn you. If you start doing a problem and you get really messy fractions, maybe look for another way. You see what I'm saying there?
Yes.
You see what we tried? If we tried to subtract 6y, I said x. Sorry, x. It would be x. Don't write this down. X equals negative 6y plus 11. Oh, nope, he said the other way around. I was going to do it the way I would do it. All right. X equals negative 6y plus. Oh my gosh.
Did you just do
It's-
it?
You're doing it the right way.
6
You want to write
Do it again.
6.
I got this.
Negative x.
I'm doing it the way I want to do it, and I keep writing it the way I want to do it. Negative x plus 11. All right. Now, what I said was we would divide by 6. I just can't get it wrong. You'd have to divide by 6, and you'd get y equals negative 1/6 x plus 11 sixths.
And that's nasty.
Nasty. I would not continue on that path. Did it ever say what variable you have to solve for? To
No.
plug into the other? We've been solving for y and plugging in x's, right? We're dealing with x's.
Yes.
But what's our answer going to be? Our answer is going to be a point.
Location.
What if we got the y first? Could you then get the x?
Yes.
That's fine. Whatever's most convenient.
What's your vote?
That is true. So do you agree this equation is also known as x equals negative 6y plus 11? If I subtract 6y from both sides. Yes? That's kind of nice, isn't it? Do you agree that's much nicer? Now. No?
Yes, I'm joking.
Oh. Now,
I think I like brains way better.
are you being serious? You go ahead and do it that way.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah, I
we'll
will.
see who gets done first.
Oh, snap.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You do it that way. You said you liked it better.
Get on.
It looks cooler.
You don't remember what it is.
Huh?
She said it
You
looks
said you
cool.
don't remember what it
Yeah, I
was.
don't remember what it was.
So go ahead and do it since it's easier, and we'll restart. Ready, set, you go. Ready, set, go.
Wait, I don't even
And
remember
go.
what he said.
Go.
What did you say?
Alright. Do you agree if we have x equals negative 6y plus 11, the Mr. Parker ship it off rule would tell us to plug that in for what variable in the other equation? X. You plug it in for x.
Nice.
How do you whistle?
That was solid. Plugged it right in. You ready? 2 times parentheses. Use parentheses. Guess what, friends? And Aaliyah? There's no more x here. There's no more x here. What's getting substituted in for x?
Negative 6y plus 11. Thanks.
Hence the name substitution.
Where did you get negative 6? Why?
Do you see this guy?
Yeah, it's positive.
I wanted to solve for a variable. So I subtracted 6y over.
Instead of that.
So I could get x by itself.
Yeah.
You understand? Here's the goal. Back to the original. You should look at all the variables in both lines. Listen very carefully. This is the most important part of the lesson. Look at both equations and decide what's the easiest variable to solve for and in which equation. I should have started there. Look up here. This one has a 2 attached to an x. This one has a 3 attached to a y. This one has a 6 attached to a y. This x is all by itself. Just like Aaliyah on the weekend. All right?
Oh, snap.
Mary, it's getting really personal today. I'm glad you're not here.
Oh yeah, shout out Mary.
Hi, Mary. All right.
Mary,
Do you
don't watch
agree?
it. Just turn it off.
Do you agree? This is the easiest variable to solve for. Makan, do you agree?
I do.
What do you have to do to get x by itself? Subtract 6y. So that's what I did. And now we can substitute negative 6y plus 11 in for x in the second equation. Are you with me? Now, what variable are we solving for in the second equation? There's only a y. There's only a y. So what do we have to do with the 2? Distribute. Let's go with Zachary. What's 2 times negative 6y?
Negative 12y.
Negative 12y plus
22.
22 plus
3y.
3y equals
Negative.
negative 5. And once again, when we solve for y, it's going to get plugged into this point over here and for y. Wheat thins.
No, we don't want to hear it.
That's actually pretty good.
Zachary. Negative 12y plus 3y
9y. Negative 9y.
plus.
22.
Do you guys agree we're working on the same side of the equal sign? We're only combining like terms, right? Combine like terms. Combine like terms. Equals negative 5. Now these numbers might get a little ugly. I won't go there. I won't go there.
He's looking at you.
Some people got kind
Yeah,
of
he's looking at you.
got a little sensitive there.
He's looking at you.
No, Brandon.
Gavin, help me out. What would you do to solve for y next? What's the next step?
Minus 22.
Subtract 22 from both sides. Negative 9y equals, Gavin, you got this? Negative 5 minus 22?
Negative 27.
You're on fire today. Divide by negative 9, and we get y equals 3. Oh, look at that. 3 is the y value. Careful there. We solve for y. We have the y value of the point where the 2 lines meet. Cross. Meet. I was fine with meet.
Thank you.
Take a steak, medium well. Medium. Not medium.
Oh, you mean well.
It's where they meet. Different kind of meat. How would we find the x? Logan.
Plug it into the x equals -6y.
Brilliant. That was brilliant. Do you agree? Pick the easiest equation to plug it into because they're both going to have the same x value, right? Look up here. Isn't that the easiest one to plug in for y to get x? You plug it in, you're going to get what x is. So let's branch off here. Ready? A lot of arrows in this problem. X equals -6 times 3 plus 11. Logan, finish us off. -6 times 3. -18 plus 11. -7. -7, comma 3 is the point where the two lines cross. Me.
I see.
Hi, which one do you want? Ross or meat?
Meat thins.
What?
Not wheat thins. What if we had meat thins?
Guys, when you're doing your homework tonight, what should you have out right next to you?
Pencil.
Desmos
Not a
graphene calculator. Plug both equations in and check your answer. You should get -7, 3.
But Mr. Parker, can I type in x plus 6y equals 11?
Yes. You don't have to solve it for
What?
X or Y to graph it.
What?
Yes.
What?
What's it in?
Okay. What? How about 2x plus 3y equals -5? 2x plus 3y equals -5. What?
Oh my god.
Speaking of what? What's the x value at that point where they cross?
-7, 3.
-7. 3 is the right answer.
Thank you.
Pretty fun for a Friday.
I'll tell you what, you guys are just so fortunate to have so much fun.
It's incredible.
I think Lefty needs to
And you
walk
know
out.
what? All I gotta say is, you're welcome.
It's okay. It's
You're
okay.
welcome.
You're welcome.
Hey, walk out.
What?
Yeah, isn't that walking out a while?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's Lefty walkout day.
I'll make it ready while I'm there. You guys take
Suck.
off.
That's not the class.
Walk out.
She doesn't really mean it, Mary. She takes it back.
I do. I don't.
Come back soon.
Mary, we miss Mary's positivity.
I'm tired.
Hey guys, isn't that cool knowing that Desmos, you can graph these without solving them for y? That's kind of nice because what if it asks you, hypothetically, on the state test, what's the x-intercept of this purple line? The purple one's the bottom one, right? Like Mr. Parker said, it's almost like cheating. Like you could just graph it and look at it, boom, -2.5, 0, x-intercept. Isn't that nice?
There's a catch. There's always a catch.
Do you remember all the intercept work we did? All you gotta use is this.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
because you had to understand what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
Listen, I could teach calculus to a fifth grader, honestly, certain parts of calculus. You can teach a kid how to take a derivative and they don't understand what it is though, right? I mean, there's certain things you can teach them how to do. You guys ready?
Wait.
You guys ready to do some calculus today?
Why are we learning this as a cheating way?
Watch. I'm about to tell you. Ready? To take a derivative,
What?
you take a number. You don't, well, this is my point. You ready? You're about to do calculus. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Tell your parents today you did calculus.
Okay.
See that number?
Yeah.
Yes.
Drop it down in front of the x and multiply.
What? That's not English.
Don't worry about it. Okay, and now subtract 1 from that number. What is it now?
2.
You just took a derivative.
That's
Good job.
Yay.
Awesome. Well done.
We're basically calculus pros.
You are a
I just
calculus
lost my
professional. You just took a derivative.
Sucks to be me.
Now, what does it mean?
Wait, is calculus after
Hold on.
this?
Now, what does it mean?
That was geometry.
What does it mean?
Algebra 2 then.
What's a derivative?
It means that you take it and you put it there and then you
No, that's how you do it. But what is it?
an exponent.
What is it?
The next intercept.
Give me a hint.
You have no idea. And that's okay. It's okay. This isn't calculus. What's my point? We could teach you how to graph a line on a website and find the x-intercept, but what does it mean? Well, in context of certain problems, it was how many units of long sleeve t-shirts you could get when you bought 0 short sleeve t-shirts. Remember that problem on a quiz? That was an x-intercept. It had meaning, didn't it? Can you teach someone how to graph a line and look at it and say, oh, -2.5, 0? Yes. So why did we do it and understand what it meant? So you understand what you're actually doing and what it means in the context of math. Does that make sense? That should always be your answer when you're asked, if there's an easier way to do it, then why are we doing it this way? For understanding in concepts. Make sense? Awesome. Moving on. That was fun.
That was pretty fun.
Let's do another. Now, before you start anything, what should your first 2 questions be to yourself? Someone other than Braden, Zachary, and Logan. They
What kind of header?
contributed quite a bit today. Sabrina, you got this?
No.
Liz.
What's the easiest one to solve for?
The first one.
The top equation. I like it. That's the first question. And which variable? Which one's easier to get by itself? Which one's about to get really lonely? The y, right? Does everybody agree? Y is the easiest variable, and it's the one in the first equation. Yes? So the next question is, how can you get it by itself? So, not subtract, but add 2x. Do you agree it's y equals 2x plus 8?
Corbin, write it down. Right on the right side of the page. Interesting.
Now, what? Once you have solved for a variable, Matthew.
You take the 2x plus 8 and
That was cheerleading, maybe you should recognize that.
may I finish?
I'll allow it.
You take the 2x plus 8 and drop it down to or shift it down to the other problem.
Ship it.
Ship
I like
it real good.
Just don't ship your pants.
Why is that supposed to be a song or something?
What, ship your pants?
No, we were just doing it. Oh, forget it.
Mary, I apologize. It's getting kind of dark.
It's good.
Getting a little short in here.
It's getting a little dark in here.
You just turned off the lights, Mary.
Just like it's Thursday.
All right. Now, once you've decided which variable to solve for, you're plugging that in for y in the other equation.
Here we go.
Bonus points if you whistle while you do it on the homework.
How would you know?
Oh, I'll know.
Find a whistling app and hit it on your phone.
Exactly.
That's about right.
You're getting there. You're
Oh, yeah, night.
Now, use parentheses. Okay? The 2x plus 8 goes in for y in the second equation. Do you all see it? All right, here we go. 3x plus.
Thank
Have
you.
an amazing,
Mr. Parker, do we have a homework?
a magnificent,
Imagine.
What is our homework?
a wonderful,
Keep going down.
That's my last one.
Oh, there's homework.
excellent,
Not right.
Oh, no, I was saying.
Oh, is that it?
awesome.
I typed it in. Mr. Dulap sent that to me earlier.
Oh, yeah, it's already
Nice.
send that.
Look at all those questions.
Terrific.
You're welcome. All right, 3x plus. Here we go. We're going to distribute the 2.
Wait, no, it's not.
4x plus 16 equals 9.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Hey guys, shh. We need to get through this. Do you agree you have to distribute that? 2. 3x and 4x make
12x.
3x plus 4x makes
12x.
7x.
7x.
nobody heard it. It's okay.
16 equals 9.
Subtract 16 from both sides.
So minus 16.
What's 9 minus 16?
Saturate.
Negative 7. Divide by 7 and you get
Negative 1.
negative 1. Guess what we just solved for? The x in the point where they
Cross.
Meat.
Cross.
Combined.
meet.
Nah, I think it's cross.
Negative 1 is the x value.
Negative 1.
Negative 1 is the x value. If it would have been the y, we would have put it in the y spot. Are you ready?
I forget.
Negative 1
2x.
for x. Where do we plug it in, Sabrina?
2.
Huh? In for
Yeah.
x right there, because this is the easiest one to solve for. Do you agree? Y equals 2 times, what's x?
6. Negative 1.
Negative 1. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6. Negative 1, 6 is where these two lines meet. If you put that in your competition, you guys will win for sure.
What am I doing?
Is that the
You can put that.
This, look at
is that the scientific
Knee
depth?
is right over the heel.
Is that the scientific depth?
Knee is right over the heel.
Oh my gosh, that's a cross.
Slight bend in the back leg.
Dad.
Chemistry
The
Science.
dad.
chemistry,
Chemistry
you're
dad.
doing the chemistry dad.
Now put your arm
Sit
down.
here, really fancy.
Mr.
You
Lumber
do it
would
with
be
the other
so
leg.
proud.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. No, it's
All right.
So I want to teach you.
One cable television provider has a $60 setup fee.
so fun.
Shh. Ready? A $60 setup fee plus $80 per month. Very valuable to be able to write out an equation as you read the problem. Do you agree with that equation?
Yes.
The second has a $160 equipment fee and $70 per month. In how many months? Which variable are we solving for? M. Will the cost be the same or
Chemistry dad.
equal?
Cross.
Cross. So we're going to take this equation and this equation, and since they're both equal to y, if we set them equal to each other, isn't that when the amounts are equal, the costs are equal, and that will tell us when the month in which that happens. Do you agree I set those equal because they're both equal to y? They're both equal to y? Then they're both equal to each other.
Remember this?
Yeah. Now, I'm going to move the little guy, subtract 70m. It's glitching out a bit. Now it looks like a peace sign. All right, 60 plus 10m equals 160. Man, it's really glitching out now. Sorry, Mary. Subtract 60.
She's probably not watching.
She's on vacation. Of course she's watching. 10m equals 100. Divide by 10. 10 months. Good. 10 months, and the plans will cost the same. After 10 months, which one's going to be cheaper? Which plan's going to be cheaper? Red or blue?
Red.
Blue.
Hey guys, does this make sense? This one costs $80 a month. This one says $70 a month.
Yeah.
After they cross, isn't this one going up shallower? This one's steeper. Isn't this one they'd be less because it's not as much per month after that?
Yeah.
This one it really hurt. This one really hurt at the beginning because it was a big setup fee. But after they cross, this one's gonna be cheaper. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Good work today, friends. And Aaliyah. All right, homework. Write it down.
Leah's coming.
I did too.
It does every day.
I did three.
I didn't ask that.
Here.
Hey guys, let's be kind to one another.
Even Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say?
What?
Bye, Mary.